tell you. And it's a good thing that we got air conditioning in the summertime, because it gets hot and that humidity. Ooh, it have your clothes sticking to you. In certain parts of the country, you got humidity. In other parts of the country, it's nice and dry heat, like the desert. I like the desert because it is dry and it don't work me up none. So I can be outside for a long time, and that's nice because I like that. I like that. I don't want to be sitting in the house doing all the time doing nothing. But when I was small, we didn't have air conditioning when I was growing up. We had these big old square fans that had those big blades. And I mean, those those were powerful. They didn't blow you away. You turn it on. They only had two settings though. They had low and high back then, and you just turn it on. Young folks know about that. It was big and square, and it sat on the floor, and you just turn that thing on high. I always turned it on high, and it was better than the air conditioner. That thing would blow you away. Those blades were, and I don't know how none of us cut our fingers and stuff, because it was totally unsafe. But then when they came out with the plastic, it wasn't that good. But I had this big old metal one. And when it was hot in my room, I used to take the bed sheet off my bed, and I drape it over the fan, and the back of it would stick to it because of the suction. And then the front would just billow out like waves, and I would crawl under it and pretend that I was swimming in the sea and stuff like that. See, we had imagination. I wasn't playing no video games and stuff like that. We used our imagination. And I was in an underwater world, and it was so cool. The fan was blowing, and I'm telling you, that was really fun. Some of these kids, they don't know about that stuff these days. They just go around hooping and hollering and saying, I'm bored. Let me tell you, I used to cut stuff out of old magazines and make myself paper dolls and play like that sometimes. You kids these days, they think you got to entertain them all the time. They don't know how to do anything by themselves. To try to entertain themselves, you got to always take them by the hand and tell them what to do and stuff. Now, when I was a kid, boy, we had a lot of alone time, unstructured play, and we were fine. I expanded our brains. It made us creative, and kept us out of trouble. It was just fun. It was just fun. And we knew what to do in summertime. And we would walk to the library and get books, and we would read them and stuff. We kept ourselves occupied. Some of these kids these days, they don't know how to do nothing. They don't do anything. That's what when my kids, I told them when they were growing up, you don't be asking me what do we do. You better find something to do. You use your brain, use your imagination, expand it, and you find something to do. And they did. They would be playing outside with rocks and making mud pies and stuff, and playing with worms and things. And when I was a kid, I used to catch ants in a grease jar. After I cleaned the grease jar, grease they put in your hair, the hair cream. Back then it was hair grease. It wasn't no hair cream. It was grease. So you had to put like a little bit on it, soft sheen stuff. I cleaned the jar, and then I'd stick holes in the top, because the top was plastic, and if you had a needle, you could make holes in it so that the ants could breathe. And I didn't know anything. I put bread in it, and I'd catch those big carpenter ants, and I put them in there, and I'd have pet ants just like that. But you can't do that too much, because that's not good.